Welcome to today's webinar, Turning Memories into Revenue, a Team Approach to Photo Management. We're going to explore the growing need, huge growing need for professional photo managers and answer the questions that you've got and answer anything. So we're going to answer your questions on how I can start a business organizing. What in the world does a photo manager do? Well, that's interesting. And how can the photo managers support me, which they absolutely do. I have found in my 5 years. How do you build a business as a team? And then today, as we've already introduced, our wonderful speaker, Amanda and Kristi. So I'm super, super excited about that. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Amanda and Kristi, the co-founders of Memory Momentum. Their story began long before they started this company together. That's why you do so good, I bet. And back in Beaver Street in Newcastle, Ontario, they grew up as best friends in the early 80s. And they love pop culture and movies and bring humor and heart to everything. Well, like many families, they face the chaos of technology and iPhones and just craziness and flash drives and everything. And so they were memory keepers, overwhelmed by the shift from shoeboxes to prints, and then, oh my God, digital. So in 2013, despite living in different provinces, they teamed up to create solutions for families just like theirs. Their mission is to help people not only save their photos, but also uncover the stories hidden within each photo, which is just phenomenal. Through Memory Momentum, they guide families in building international systems and transfer digital overwhelm into meaningful, shareable legacies. Today, they're passionate about advocacy and for memory keepers, working efficiently, teaching Apple photo users how to move from beyond auto-generated slideshows into really, really telling the story. Whether you're in a minimalist seeking a photo libraries in or somebody buried under the decades of digital and print chaos, Kristi and Amanda are the photo organizer duo who can help you clear the clutter and reconnect with your most important memories. Now, because of at the end of the day, you know what? Photos aren't just files, they're proof of your life, your family, and your story. So let's get started. And I encourage you to stay until the end because we have a special offer in the end. And also we can answer any questions that you've got. Alrighty. So before we talk further, I would like us to root in how, in the why, that we need professional photo managers. So each of us, sorry, I forgot to turn off my phone, and you know what's going to happen just because I did that. So I'm going to turn it off now. We often tell people that the idea of organizing photos is like watching paint dry. And it's not very exciting sounding, but I think it is because of the why. The why is because each photo tells a story, a memory, a connection, a feeling, maybe historical information about the family, and so much more. And we take photos and videos and we tell stories about our lives. We save our kids' artwork, our babies' first shoes, maybe the favorite blanket that we have, and your grandmother's treasured teapot, because they connect us to our history and our family. And today, we have way too many photos, way too many photos, slides and negatives and thumb drives and zip drives and everything. We have old home movies formatted that who has a VHS player in their house anymore? I have 3, but most people don't. We have old home movies that we want to share. In fact, I met with somebody today and they handed me an 8mm that's from their 8mm film from their childhood. And they want to be able to see it to share with their brother. No one wants to weed through all those photos to find the few that matter. You want to be able to find what you're looking for. And when you work with a professional photo manager, that's what we do, is we help you get organized. Now, here are some statistics from 2024, which is a perfect glimpse into the why of what we do. According to Phototorial, people take 5.3 billion photos every day. Just let that sink in. 5.3 billion photos every day and 61,400 each second, which is just whack crazy that is the way it is. The numbers are staggering and it can quickly become meaningless. But if you ask people what is the one thing they are most upset about in losing their photos, like if they were unfortunately in LA or Asheville, North Carolina, or the surrounding areas in the mountains of North Carolina, floods and fire, is their photos. They're going to grab those first and come out. So it's hard because most people don't have those things organized. So what series of photos and videos and letters would you be the most upset about losing? Just think about that. And this is the photo of Kathy's husband and his family. Every summer, his parents would load them up into the old station wagon that did not have AC or seatbelts. I remember that. And pull a trailer to see different national parks in the United States. And what they did 35 years later was do the same thing. And the third generation also carries on this wonderful tradition. We help families organize their photo collections. And these are the kind of stories that you want to share with your kids and pass it down to future generations. In fact, Kathy's favorite quote that sums up this is from LaQuinn, which is, "There have been great societies that did not have the wheel, but no society that did not tell stories." And it's absolutely true. And our photos tell stories that are so important. So, as I already described our guest speakers, I'm super, super excited about y'all. Their information is here, and I know Mary is going to be able to put it in the chat so that you'll be able to see them. And I am going to let y'all take it away, and I'm going to stop sharing so you have your screen and y'all got yours. So tell us about your journey and how you made the leap. Your journey started as a side hustle. So could you let us know what kept you committed during that phase and what ultimately gave you the confidence to push through and have full-time employment?
That is a good question because it definitely was a commitment. But yeah, I think we have and definitely a passion. I think that's why we stayed committed, because we were just so passionate about it. We have a kind of, I think, a unique story, not just because we're partners, but our kind of meandering journey to finally being full time. So we actually started as a side hustle back in 2013, and by side hustle I mean we had full-time jobs, professions. Actually, I was a teacher. Kristi was a nurse, labor and delivery nurse. And we grew up together. I'd moved to a different province, started my family out here on the west side, and my family and Kristi is back in Ontario still and around Toronto. And we had started having babies and technology shifted like crazy. So we were going through that transition of smaller computers to bigger computers, but we still we only had like floppy disks and CDs and DVDs, right? We started getting the little USB flash drives, and it was time. I had my first son in 2011, and that's when I got an iPhone. And that's when it got crazy. And it was really hard. Yeah, go ahead, Kristi.
I just said Amanda at that time had asked me, because I'd been doing years of photo books and stuff of my family for years, because my kids are a little bit older than Amanda's. I'm not going to say I'm that much older than she is, but anyway, so she said to me, "How are you doing your photo books?" And that's where the conversation started. And then the iPhone started, and then we started looking online, and we discovered like the photo managers at that time. Okay, go ahead.
Like, there's people like us. We couldn't believe it.
We were like, what?
Yeah. We still say it to people.
People who do this as a full-time thing, I don't understand.
And
Oh
people
yeah.
said
And
the same thing to us too.
when I'm trying to explain to people what a photo manager is, I'm like, okay, but there's a whole organization of us out there. It's not just us with this crazy idea.
It's not just us two.
Yeah, it's not just us two. That's right.
Yeah.
But we wanted to share that journey because I think and who knows why everybody is here, but usually there's some sort of pain point and passion point. I think that leads you to this point of like, okay, A, I want to get organized. Where do I begin? And B, can I do this for other people because I love it so much? And uh, because I started following Kristi, she had creative memories. These, she did scrapbooking digitally and then printed them out into photo books. And I was like, that's the best thing ever. Because for me, I really liked the creative outlet of photo books. I didn't want to just have photos in sleeves. And I'm a storyteller. I'm an English history major. I'm a big why person. I'm an annoying why person. So it was important to me to have more of a creative outlet where I could tell the story of the photos. And yeah, so we started just playing around with, hey, let's sell this creative software. But we realized it wasn't solving anyone's problems to get photo books done because we were in this transitional stage of analog and digital, and nobody had any kind of workflows anymore of what to do with these photos and how to get them to the story. There was this huge gap there. So once we found the photo managers, we were like, okay, well, let's follow this path and see where it takes us. And life between babies, our careers, finally like figuring out when we could make the leap from our professions to a business, like to an entrepreneur, because nursing and teaching, not exactly an easy profession to leave, right? Feels like it's going to be a pretty big risk. And then we had even more weird turns. So we kept it as a side hustle for a bit. And when we were ready to leap, COVID hit. And my husband, who had started another business, who was supposed to run it, it was a restaurant. And guess who ended up running the restaurant? Because he had to go to plan B, because now that we're running a restaurant in COVID, he has to go back he was actually a police officer. So back into policing, and guess what? I'm going to run a restaurant. I'm like, well, I've started a business before. I can figure this out. And then Kristi, she was supposed to be exiting out of labor and delivery. And she decided to start up a fertility clinic and run that.
Why not?
And all along, we kept this as a side hustle. There was no way we were leaving Memory Momentum.
No.
We just kept learning on the side. We kept enough clients on the side to keep the machine running. We kept learning, growing. We evolved. Like our business plan changed over and over. We definitely pivoted depending on what the need was, depending on our learning curve, what we could manage. We just kind of kept figuring it out along the way. And I think a big reason, because we're best friends with a really healthy relationship, we were able to keep that going. And then Kristi, I guess you could maybe speak about how our different roles really helped in keeping it going as well.
Yeah. So I know that we were talking about partnership and trying to figure out what that sort of looks like in a business. We didn't really know what that looked like in a business. We were just best friends. So we knew each other from the time we don't even know when. So we had already a bunch of trust built up between the two of us. So we could have those open conversations, whether it be about, personal challenges, business challenges. What are you doing to sort of help in the business? What am I doing? Kind of thing. So we've been able to evolve over time. But then we also realized that there was like a natural divide with Amanda's background and her education, my background and my education, and where we went professionally for the last 20 years, that I decided, and I felt like I was more of like the business, the website, the kind of like that kind of growth platform and things like that. Whereas Amanda was more, because of her teaching background, she was more of like the intellectual, I guess you say, even though my part's not not intellectual. But we just had these natural backgrounds that just integrated into our business, and it's two heads better than one kind of thing. I'm her side person, if she's just like, hey, can you make this look beautiful for me? I'm like, I sure can. And then if I'm like, hey, can you just take this piece of literature I just wrote that doesn't sound very good and make it beautiful, she spits it back to me. So it's been a really great journey.
I think, yeah, those complementary roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm absolutely hearing that, because that would just make it a team. That's one of the
Yeah.
values of having a team. Now, one of the things that people might be interested in is, what services that do you provide? Because remember, I want everybody to know that not every photo manager does everything, or very
Right.
few photo managers do. Some, like, for instance, I do a little bit of everything. I digitize old media, I do photo books and slides and all that. What services do y'all offer?
That's a great question and a good point, because I remember in the beginning too, we definitely went down the rabbit hole of trying to do it all,
Mm-hmm.
including the services of what you needed to just build the business. Like, oh, what, now we got to build a website. Now we got to do our
Mm-hmm.
bookkeeping. So I better go over here and learn how to do the bookkeeping. And we had some, and this is why I can't praise the photo managers enough, and the community alone that was provided in the photo managers, like the wealth of knowledge and access you have just from this beautiful community of people who are so willing to share their time and expertise. We just learned early on, like, learn to delegate. Delegate doesn't mean you're saying no to doing that business. It actually means you're opening up doors to do more business of what you're an expert at. And you don't have to be an expert at everything to be a photo manager. That was huge mindset learning for us in the
Huge.
beginning. And bookkeeping, same thing. Like, just no, I'm going to learn. I knew the basics, and then we paid someone to teach us. And then at the end of the lesson, I said, okay, so how much now for you to just do it for us?
Exactly.
And
100%.
I feel like any photo manager might experience this with their own clients too.
Yeah.
And it's a good lesson in everything. So I think being a part of the membership was huge for us to kind of learn those periphery skills at the beginning. With, you don't have to do it all, but learn what you love to do, and then learn from others and the training. And I mean, we eat, sleep, breathe, like, we listen to entrepreneur podcasts. We just loved it. We loved it all. And we just tried to get good at something we were already interested in without having to do it all. So, if you're an Android user and a PC, that's a great place to start. Like, what's your workflow there? And then how would you maybe teach that to others, or how would you help others do that? But yeah, definitely in the beginning, you don't need to do it all to start a business, for sure.
And with us right now, like, we've evolved to the point where we do have like our VIP clients that, so for instance, I have a VIP client that I have her entire collection from the last, like, I don't even 50 years or something in my office. So I'm doing a little bit of everything, printed, digital, that kind of thing. We have a few of those clients. Excuse me, ourselves. But basically, we're moving to we're scaling online so that we're getting out of that VIP model and just having just the one or two clients here and there that we're working with. So Amanda we're both of us, but Amanda is coming up with a coaching program to be able to help people with their iPhone photo collections and all that kind of stuff, and sort of move into to get that kind of world all organized and ready to go. So that's what we're doing.
So I'm hearing what you're saying is that you started and you were voracious with what you were
Everything.
learning, what you wanted to know. And as you've grown as business partners, as well as a business, you've honed in on what you like, what you do. To let people know, some photo managers only do photo books. They don't do anything else. Some photo managers only do digital. They don't
Yep.
touch a printed photo. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's what they like to do, what suits their time and energy or expertise. And I can't echo enough what you said about the fact that you start small, i.e., if all you own is a PC and an Android, there is no problem with that. Start with a PC and Android. Then as you become more familiar and as you sink in and you understand more, then you expand your horizons and maybe get a Mac, or maybe do something with Apple, et cetera, et cetera. But you don't do everything at once, because Would
Yeah, we
would
just
you agree that you might lose your mind if you
yeah, well,
Well,
burnout. Burnout was the big one.
it's very
And
important.
is one.
Someone very important way back in the day before we even thought this was a thing. I had a conversation with somebody however many years ago. That's what she told me, and I was like, I mean, really though, do we just focus on one thing? Yes. It's on one thing
But we had to
and then
learn.
expand. But we had to
We're
learn that.
like,
We had
no,
to
we
learn
can
that.
do it. We can do this.
Yeah. Plus have families and careers and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, we got a crazy amount of knowledge out of that as well. So it's definitely not something that we would turn around and maybe, change the knowledge and stuff we got from it. But if you were being seriously going down one path, and just pick a path. So that way.
Well, and I can echo and bring in something that you've already said to that point right there. I remember you said the photo managers are supportive and a
Mhm.
family, and I can't echo that enough. Like, if you have a question, you are going to find somebody who will help you with that.
Yeah.
We believe in a rising tide lifts all boats is our saying. And I remember, knowing that, being new, but knowing I had, there was, I could go to my master class, or I could go to my mentor
Mhm.
group, or I could go whatever. And I remember someone said, so I have all these negatives, and could you help me with the negatives? I had never done a negative to
Mhm.
that point. And I went, oh, yes, absolutely. And I thought, okay, let me call somebody. But
Mhm.
that's the kind of thing that you're
That's the
saying,
key.
that the group is
Yeah.
supportive, and sometimes you can stretch yourself, but you just do it a little bit of a time, not
Yeah.
like all at once, right?
I remember camping and
Exactly.
having a conversation with somebody in the photo manager. She's like, I'd call you right now. I'm like, amazing. So it's like, kids, I'll be right back. I just went and had a phone conversation in my trailer. I'm like, yeah, this is great. So yeah, it was extremely helpful. Mhm.
Well,
Absolutely.
and I think it speaks to the evolution of the photo managers that we've been with them since 2013.
Yeah.
Even when, our revenue went down as we were busy with doing other things or whatever, but we always prioritized keeping that membership going, because the learning we did on the periphery, just
Mhm.
hop into the group, see the other questions that other managers are asking, or questions that are coming from clients. Like, there's just always so much learning you can do on the go that just really helps with your expertise. And again, like, that's outside of all the courses and everything they actually offer, that community connection really is invaluable.
And a different
Excellent.
perspective of exactly what you're trying to look for. It's also a different
Mm.
perspective, and it's nice to be able to bounce ideas off somebody that sort of is in it as well.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we want to make sure that we give everybody all the slides in time. So,
Yeah.
and again, we've got time at the end, so we'll ask those questions. Anybody, go ahead and put that in the chat if you've got questions about. We'll get through it the rest of the slides, so we have lots and lots of time to have discussions. I'm going to share my screen real quick again. All righty. And Mary, everything good with that? Will you see my screen okay?
Mhm.
Okay, great. So thank y'all so much for your expertise, and I can't wait to talk with you at the end about even more. So let's answer these questions. My photos aren't organized yet, but I'm excited to start a business helping others organize and preserve their photos and videos and keepsakes. Or maybe I'm focused on getting my photos organized right now, but I'm not sure if I want to start a business, but I'd like to learn how to do mine, and maybe that'll spark me. Or, hey, I already own a business and I want to expand my services. That may be part of it. Also, I want to learn meaningful and creative income. I love my job. I love coming to work every day. I love it. And I'm full time. And because I help people and I'm passionate about it, and people feel that with me. Or I like to fully understand what I'm offering before confidently talking about my services. And there's steps to everything. I remember when I started, Kathy said, one step at a time, one day at a time. Don't eat the whole meal. Eat what's on your plate. So that's always been super helpful. So if true or false are with any of these, then there's points that you can take, and we can help you find them. Here's some more. I'm the kind of person who, once I commit to something, I prefer to dive in and go for it. And I've got the time, energy. We've got you there. I'm overwhelmed by the variety of storage options like iCloud and all that. Well, you know what? We've got classes that we take. All of us have taken. Amanda, Kristi, and I have all taken tons of classes to be able to learn and be supportive. I'm curious, even though technology can sometimes frustrate me, I'm eager to learn. And that is fabulous. If you're a learner, you're in the right place. I also have a busy schedule and I'm deciding whether to focus on organizing my own photos first or diving in. And you heard many stories between Amanda and Kristi, how they started with one path and they dived and then they got withered back and then they dived again because life happens and things happen. So if you've answered true or false to each of these, you are in the right place and at the right time. And good news, you can upgrade anytime once you've started with the photo managers in the path that you've gone as a photo manager trainee. You can upgrade your membership at any time if you want to do the photo manager and training program, and then you want to join the professional membership or the pro rate. It can be done seamlessly. It's not a big deal because we want you to be on the path that you're on. Now I'm going to walk you through the benefits of each of the levels of membership. So the Photo Managers and Training Program is a one-year journey designed to help you master the skills of photo organizing while discovering the potential to your passion in business. And there's lots of classes and lots of things that you take to be able to prepare you at your level, at your speed that you want to do. And then there's, whoops, sorry, wrong way. You'll have access to on-demand courses, printed and digital photo organizing, monthly email prompts, skill building webinars, and connecting with peers in a private Facebook group. So you have people at your level who are just starting that you can ask a question to. You can join our interactive co-working sessions led by Terry Winfield every month. Plus, we have chosen our 12 most relevant and popular webinars from the Photo Manager Training Library to help you support you in your journey. You'll also include discounts from industry partners and saved on virtual and in-person events. We provide you with a comprehensive roadmap and checklist, and you'll be able to explore career opportunities with insights from experienced professional photo managers. You can ask questions and conversations, and also with the photo manager team like Mary, who does such a phenomenal job. And it is a one-year curriculum, as I said, interactive training library, and all that printed photo organizing and those are a $79 value. So cost to join is $329 for 1 year, which is phenomenal with all the different things that you get. Now, our mission statement is the Photo Managers is a global industry leader empowered by our member businesses to best serve the diverse needs of our client. And we do that. We do that every day. So now let's review our two professional membership options. They both offer significantly more training to ensure that you achieve our mission statement and help that. So our professional community of over 700 members has all been right where you are now, for sure, wondering if this is the right business for them. We know your questions. Who hires a photo manager? How much can you earn? What are the top services that you give? And now we have the answers. I won't review the absolute entire survey, but in this short webinar, I'm going to give you some highlights to what we've done. So over 90% of our primary client contacts are women 40 and above. And 66% work as full or part-time photo managers. The most relevant, requested and profitable services, of course, were printed photo organizing, scanning, digital, and photo book creation for sure. And you can see that most of the photo managers work full-time, and they're the gender, most of them are women, although I have absolutely seen an uptick in men coming into our profession. Would you agree with that? I see Amanda shaking her head. So, and lately, so that is, I'm very glad for that because it's important. We, in this survey that we took, was 571 photo managers were involved to complete the survey. And we explored the demographics of the profession, and we had a 55% response rate, which is 313 professionals reported in. And most of our members are college educated women, 40 and over. And as I said, we have men joining all the time. And the most requested services, as I said, are very profitable services. And that's where we get asked, like, the number one problem I think we have as photo managers is people don't know we exist. So when they find out about us, they go, wait a minute, what? You mean I can have somebody do what for me? You mean I could do this? So it is a super exciting when people find out that there's actually somebody that can help them. Now, we have 4 core deliverables: education, community, access to discounts and products and services, plus credibility. And that's super important. In the education, this is what sets us apart and makes us have a gold standard membership. Is every month we host training webinars with subject matter experts, and you'll have full access to our on-demand core curriculum. Organizing your clients' printed photos, building blocks of digital photo organizing and business courses, how to scan photos, printed photo organizing made easy, and in different courses that you take. Most members actually report communally as this is one of the top values. I know I still take classes every once in a while because I want to make sure I'm up on the latest of what's happening. And I can't keep up with the industry, but Kathy and her staff do. And our community, our overall philosophy, as I've already said, is a rising tide lifts all boats. We are collaborative, not competitive. We build community through regional meetings. We have private Facebook groups, which is a 24-hour support hotline. Let me tell you, I've gone in there late at night. And monthly networking meetings, monthly roundtable conversations. We have mentor groups for new members so that they form, 3-4 people together as they're going on their brand new journey. So you have other people to talk to. So there's a lot to our community. And then we have group mentorship program, which I've said. We are committed to this, and it's a program where you'll meet with your mentors and 3 other group membership program. You'll meet with a pro about 6 times in 3 months in a small group of 3 to 4 members, and you'll continue to work in that group. And I cannot tell you how valuable this is. I remember I was in a group with someone and got a call from her on Saturday afternoon, which was rare for her because she had kids, and so she was out doing something all the time. And she had a very serious situation happen with a client. And she was absolutely, totally freaked out. And we sat and we talked about it, and we talked about steps she could take, what she should and shouldn't do. And by the time we ended that conversation, she was calm. She had a plan because she had spoken to someone who was her peer that she could talk to about this. You can't go to your husband or your best friend about this because they don't know our industry. But those mentorships, they are phenomenal. We also have partnership discounts where you can save money with archival methods and projector, and also help make money because some of them have affiliate groups, etc. And if you'd like to be the first to know about new technology, they are always giving webinars so that we can understand what's happening. And certification is credibility. We are thrilled to share that we've launched a brand new comprehensive certification program, a big step forward in the growth of our industry. Our original certification first launched in 13 and we updated in 18, but this year the everything is so much more digital and so much more that now we have done a major upgrade this year. And to create this new program, we brought together 20 of our successful members as subject matter experts. And together we built the program that covers today's most demand services: printed photos, digital photos, scanning, video conversion, photo restoration, photo management, and business development. And these topics reflect just how much the field of photo management has grown and how committed we are to giving you tools for your toolbox to make sure you're confidently going out and you know that we're in your corner. The cost is $199, including everything you need to get started and everything. There's an additional fee for certification of $399, and all new members save 50%. So that's a wonderful thing. All of this is included in our pro member and cost of $649 for a year, or you can choose to pay quarterly, and that always helps. Now, let's review the Pro Photo Manager Plus, which is another service that we have. And the Photo Manager Plus is a perfect for individuals who are committed to building a profitable and sustainable business as a photo manager. The Plus membership is designed for people who are committed to be profitable, who want to do research and make sure you've done your homework, are ready to grow and scale your business, and you're excited to tell the world you're open for business, and you know that you have a supportive community behind you, and looking to shorten the learning cycle because you want to be committed to get it done and invest in a comprehensive program that helps you achieve your goals effectively. The Photo Manager Pro Plus is the right choice for you. And certainly you'll be given lots of information to be able to look over this again and make sure that you make the right decision for you. The investment is $799, and it is a one-time cost, and you will review for the regular membership rate after 1 year. If you join the pro rate, you'll immediately have access to certification, save 50% by committing to accreditation in advance. There's no time limit, so you can do this in your own way. It's not like, oh, for 60 days you have this. That's not the case. And you will have access to all the material immediately. So remember that our overall mission is to help you achieve your results and the results you are seeking for yourself. As an organized photo collection for your family and friends, the Photo Manager training is perfect. Or if you want to start your business and earn income other than that, then the pro level is wonderful for you. And also, if you want to scale a profitable business, then the Pro Plus is another option that you have. And that's what's so great. Now, besides the business and the training and the classes and all that, what do we also have? Well, we also have Save Your Photos Month. This has been going on for multiple years, and it is classes, and we have a live YouTube channel, and it's industry experts. It's you getting out in your community, you calling and doing speeches in front of different organizations to let them know about Save Your Photos Month and let them know that they can be there for that. It's really, really cool. And we have it every September. And it started in 2014 to raise awareness about the importance of protecting and preserving your photos and family memories. So we give free education about how to safeguard photo collections and organize digital photos and create meaningful projects. And each year, the photo managers around the world host local and virtual events. You can do your own YouTube channel. And Save Your Photos Month is a chance to learn and to connect. So y'all can absolutely enjoy it and be able to be a part of it. If you want to be part of the mission and turn your passion into photos into a business, then you can join our professional community. We also, as I said, have a YouTube channel with lots of advice and topics and different ways that you can learn and Kathy does it most of the time, and she interviews subject matter experts for that. So it's really cool. And we have over 4,000 subscribers to that. So before I review our offer, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can, or you can watch career advice from the pro videos and other webinars and training, because it's so super cool. And it really is. I've watched a bunch of them and they're so interesting, and I've learned a lot from them. And Amanda agrees. She's shaking her head. So
I still watch them.
yeah, I'm so glad you liked them too. I did mention a special offer, and we know what we give you is of great value, but we also understand sometimes that you need a little push. And thank you for being in our webinar today and watching our webinar. And so it is available this month. So right now, if you join the Photo Managers in Training, you'll get a free copy of Kathy's book, Photo Organizing Made Easy, and it is a revised copy. This is the second printing for that. You join the pro level, you get our Essential Forms bundle free, something every photo manager needs, and it's all that paperwork. I'm not a paperwork person, I'm a do person. So having all that paperwork really helps you be able to understand what you need to do. And you get something every photo manager needs with that, because we're visual people, we're not book people most of the time. And it gives you the 3 practical resources needing just to get started, if not more. If you join at the Pro Plus and get our new update privacy training course free, and it protects yourself from data breaches to identify theft, to risk real and ever-present dangers of the web. And I learned so much. And I proudly say to my clients, I protect you, and this is what I do to protect you. And I will never send you a username and a password in the same email. I will never do this, and this. So because I want to be your advocate and to help you. So it's just a wonderful thing. So the deadline for this,
it's September 5th.
September 5th. Okay.
Mhm.
So now this we can open up, now that we've given you all this information and everything. We would love to open it up to any questions that you have, anything you're confused about. I'm sure between the 4 of us, we can get those questions answered today. Mary, do you want to start us off while everybody's thinking about that with maybe some of the questions that have come in?
Yes, we haven't had very many questions. The only question that we've had so far is that asking if there will be a recording, which there will. Everyone who's registered for the webinar will receive a recording within the next 48 hours.
Okay.
I did just want to add that we have our YouTube channel link and our Save Your Photos link in the chat. So if you're interested in subscribing to our YouTube channel, like Kimberly said, feel free to do that. And it has tons of amazing resources. We had one recent webinar from one of our partners, Aura Frames, and they had some really interesting information about using frames for personal and business use. So I would encourage you to check that out. And then also Save Your Photos Month starts next Tuesday. So be sure to register for free and take advantage of all of that amazing expert advice that we're going to be getting, that you're going to be getting throughout the month. And then we did have one question come in. It says, as a photo manager, do you charge per hour or per project?
So I will answer that question by not answering that question. Every photo manager has to pick what is right for them. There is no right and there is no wrong answer to that question. It's what you feel comfortable with, what you come together. Some people give packages. So the package includes this. Some people do it per bundle. Some people do it per item. Some people do both. They do a time like per hour, and they do things, but you have to determine what you feel comfortable in. Amanda, what do y'all think?
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky industry that way for learning how to charge. We typically charge per hour, but we've gotten very familiar with the data of how long it takes to do certain tasks, but you don't know. Like, so we often just say, listen, we do discovery sessions initially where we can get in there and see, we call it the mess originally. And we kind of break things down into phases, which are a little easier to kind of estimate. But it's for us, it's per hour. I think maybe photo books, you can kind of get it down a little bit more into a package for an initial, like this many pages, this many edits, this. But the good place to start, we have found, but I second Kimberly, like you figure out what works. Some people, like for scanning, they charge per scan. We charge, it's always part of a project overall, and we charge per hour, but we have an idea of how many scans we can do typically per hour, like things like that. So, and if you have your right clientele, they, if you can start to give gauges or ranges, I should say, it's you're helping with a need, and they're like, here, please do this then.
Right. I had a client yesterday who I was going over. I had reviewed, I do inventory of their stuff, so I know how much they have because they never, ever, would you agree, Kristi, ever know how much stuff they have, ever, ever, ever. And so
They think
I
they
did an
do, but it's always
inventory.
wrong.
Yeah. They'll say, "Oh, there's no VHS tapes in that bag," and you open up and there's 5 VHS tapes. So but so anyway, we were going over her stuff, and I was reviewing everything, and she had about 8,000 photos in her packet, and she goes, "Wow!" And then I started to explain it to her, and she said, "You know what? You know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Just you're fine."
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. That because I can't do it and you got to do it. So let's do it. And I said, okay, let's do it. And so we did it. So it just depends on, what you feel comfortable with. The only advice I would give you is to not limit yourself and never give a discount because you are
I think
worth more than a discount because your stuff is valuable. What do you think, Kristi?
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. I mean, I can say that maybe I've done some things for a discount of like, my mom's best friend or something way back in the day when I was like learning, we were trying to learn and stuff, but no, we've come a long way when it comes to how much we charge and we knowing our worth and things like that. It was a lot of self and business and partnership reflection back in the early days. And we've gotten very comfortable when people ask us what we're doing, and it is what it is. And if you don't need it, then off you go. Yeah.
Yep. So,
and that's why we've offered
any other-
different packages to coach versus do, because not everybody can perhaps have the funds to
absolutely.
hand it over. And that's kind of your workaround too, with reaching the different kinds of demographics as well, to really help solve the problem too. And and if you break it down initially, you don't have to estimate an entire project to organize someone's. You can just say, well, let's start here and at least get you, and I can give you maybe a range of time. And that's why if you can practice in the beginning on yourself and on friends who can still pay you, by the way, like maybe they pay you, a lower fee because you're a learning curve, but there's no reason why you still can't get paid to provide that service. And then, but pay attention to your numbers. How long did it take me to dismantle an album? Was the album really sticky? Did I need floss to get the pictures out? So little like test things like that you can practice on, or can be really helpful for how to charge.
I will give you such great advice, Amanda. I will give another piece of advice. Never, ever, ever believe this statement when it comes to your head. And the statement is, I'm going to remember that. I don't need to write that down. If you
my
ever
gosh,
say that
yes.
to yourself, look,
Lies.
if you ever say that to yourself, immediately pick up a pen and write it down. Like immediately.
Or
You
voice
should
memo,
time
anything.
everything. You should have this notebook beside you, and everything you do, you have to write it down so that you can, as Amanda and Kristi have already pointed out, How long does it take me to take photos out of an album? How long does it take me to digitize 1,000 photos? How long does it take me to do keywords? You have to write it down and have that notebook with you all the time.
One of
Agreed.
one of the questions I had just now was, do we learn how to price our services as a member, as a photo manager? And what I said was that when you're a member, you get access to a community of experts and people who do this in multiple different ways. And so I think that that's probably the best part, for being a member, is that you have access to people that do it, a variety of different ways that works for them and their specific business type. And you have access to those people in Facebook and through webinars that are specific to our members. And so you're able to kind of discern how different photo managers do build their businesses and how they price their services.
Right.
For sure.
And the other thing too, when I started, I was told, look at different things in your area. I looked at websites of photo services, the places where you would go and take your film, who did different things. I investigated a lot of what is happening in my area and also online, and saw what those prices were, so that if my clients were looking at different things, I would kind of know what that range was. And I think that's really important. Now, Amanda and Kristi, how do you find your clients? What do you do to go get the word out about your wonderful company?
I was actually going to bridge that, because what you just said too about doing the research, that helped us as well. When you research like professional organizers, senior move managers in the area, you get an idea for how people are charging. Are they charging half days? Like when you go to someone's house, maybe it's a standard 4-hour charge. Like you learn like that. So really just, tune into your community as well to see what kind of similar kind of services. No one's offering photo organizing likely, but those additional services, you can get an idea for the cost. And that brings me to how we found our clients. That was actually really helpful as well too. I did even some cold calls with senior move managers and professional organizers. Said, hey, this is our business. I was moving to the area in the coming year, so I did some calls ahead of time, and they all ended up actually refer. I think most of our clients actually have come, and then our online presence got better, and we filtered in more coaching kind of clients. But a lot of our kind of white glove kind of clients, where we do everything for them, has been referrals from senior move managers, professional organizers, and Kristi did some talks as well that put us out on the board in the community and just said, hey, this is what we do. And then I think it was 2 professional organizers actually, right? So that's another great resource, business to business.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. In fact, last night I spoke to, there was a staff meeting and for a senior move manager, and I spoke to her staff last night. So I can,
Perfect.
find them in your area. I'm not talking about your city, your area, and be able to do that. And it's also getting out and networking. As I said, people don't know we exist. And when they find that person, they will not forget your name. They will keep that information, because it's helpful to their family, their friends, anybody, to let them know, hey, I got somebody in my area that does this. So that's always good. Now,
I just wanted to add one more quick thing.
Oh, yes,
that
ma'am.
Networking piece is so key, because you get to just talk it out a little bit more and be a bit more memorable, and you plant a lot of seeds. A lot of our clients didn't come overnight. Like I think Kristi got a client a year or 2 ago that from a talk she did in 2016?
Yeah, like 8 years or something. And I was like, oh, hi, how'd you find me? And she told me, I was like, amazing.
Yeah, good job.
And
That
she's
is
been
so
she's been
cool.
a VIP now for 2 years, probably
A
for
monthly,
2 more, probably
yeah.
2 more years. Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Well, and I will tell a story that a photo manager told me, is when she got started, she couldn't figure out, and it was quite some time ago, she couldn't figure out how she would get the word out. So she made some flyers, and she went around the neighborhood, her neighborhood, and put these flyers in everybody's door. She said 4 years later, this guy contacted her, said, hey, I've got some stuff, I want to get it digitized. And she said, great. And when she opened the box of his project, her flyer was in the box
Yeah,
4
perfect.
years later.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
you never can tell when somebody's ready, and I love that story. I still remember that. Someone had asked, do you need a website to start up the business?
No. I mean, for me personally, because I love our website, I feel like you need something to send them to. Every business learning and webinars and all this kind of stuff I've ever gone to has said, yes, you need some sort of online presence. But if that's what's stopping you from moving forward and getting your clients locally, like in your neighborhood or something, no, you don't. I think if you're wanting to grow, then you need some sort of like online presence just to sort of explain what you do and help with services and all that kind of stuff. But if you're just starting out, don't stop yourself from moving forward if that's the one thing that you're just like, oh, I just can't, oh, well, I can't do this now because I don't have a website. You can start and then just move toward that.
And much like I think it was Amanda who mentioned when someone was teaching them how to bookkeep, and she said,
Mhm.
oh, wait a minute, and how much you charge every month because I don't want to do this. That may be something where, and it does not have to be
Mhm.
elaborate. Y'all, this is
No.
it.
Absolutely.
I have never, ever done a website, ever. And I went on and figured it out and did it
Mhm.
myself. And a Wix website, but I just
Same with
watched some
Kristi.
videos and there you go. I mean,
I mean, you can
so
And I loved it. I loved it.
I was gonna say you can create a website in as little as 5 minutes on
Yeah.
Canva, and it's free, and it can
Yeah.
be one page with basic contact information, and you just share a link, and that's it.
Yeah, just some sort of landing page or whatever. But again, if
Yeah.
it's something that's stressing you out and you're like, I'm not even going to become an
Yeah.
organizer because that's the one thing, don't do that. You can probably get somebody from high school to help you with it, or something somewhere in university or college or your neighbor, something, but it's not something that should stop you from getting started for sure.
And if
think
you need additional help, one of the other things you can do is go to your community college. A
Yeah.
lot of times, community colleges offer starters for
Hmm.
growing businesses. It's free. They want businesses in their community, and you can
Yeah.
gain some access to other types of things that will help you start your business. You can bounce ideas off people. There's lots of ways to do this. So,
I just want to add quickly, if it's okay. I think like Michael and Kelly are putting in there too, Facebook page or Google business. It is good to have something basic. It doesn't have to be a website to start, but just I think now, like even when we started, it wasn't as big of a deal, but now there's a lot of
No.
concern about legitimacy. And so if you can even just start a Facebook business page that just, makes you a little bit more official, that's a great start. But and investigate, especially when you're starting out, exchanging of resources or expertise. Like Kimberly, those are great suggestions. Either it's
Hmm.
Wix or go find budding professionals who are also trying to get clientele just for testimonies. That's a great or testimonials to put on the website. Seek that out, and it's just a starting point. It can be very, very basic, but it just kind of professionalizes your brand a little bit initially.
right. And I have on my video, on my website, I have a video that I did about it. And I had a client tell me the reason why she chose me over other businesses within my area is because she said, you were so nice on that video. And I just felt like I knew you.
Oh,
Okay, fine. I don't care.
story goes a long way.
So,
Yeah.
because you
Story.
know what? Would y'all agree with this statement? It's all about the photo manager. It's all about the trust they have in you
Yep,
because they are
for
handing
sure.
you the most valuable thing they own,
Hmm.
or one of them, which is their photos.
We
Yeah,
actually had
building
a
that
client
trust is
that
huge.
a client who I believe there was a few in our area as well. And when she found out, she read our like a little bio part that I was a nurse and she'd had some health issues. She was just like, yeah, I like you. And I was like, I like you too. So that's how we worked. Like obviously we're going to be professional. We're not going to, talk about our clients and things like that. But I think that's solidified for her. Yeah.
Yeah. Amanda, were you going to say something?
No, I was just kind of just verifying that there's lots of fish in the sea for everybody, but and in
Mhm.
the end, if everyone's offering the same services, that it's totally fine for people to just choose who they're most comfortable with, because it's kind of a big relationship, and And anytime you can share that story of you, and we actually do share we feel quite a bit about ourselves on our website, because we think that is important. Like, this is kind of our vibe. This vibe might not be for everyone. Totally fine. But this is kind of what you're getting with us. And I think compared to maybe other professions, we probably get more personal almost right up front, because I think it's important for them to know who they're kind of going to be working with.
I could not agree more. That's perfect, Amanda. Does anybody have any more questions? Well, we are doing wonderful on our time. And again, please review the packet from the photo managers. If you want to watch this video again, you can. Reach out to Mary if you have any questions. If there's anything that we can help you with, we are more than happy, as again, a rising tide lifts all boats, and we all work together to help us all be successful.
Yes, I just put my email in there.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So, and don't forget the YouTube videos and our Save Your Photos Month. Those are so fun, and you'll learn a lot from that too. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being with us today, and we really appreciate it. And thank you to our two guests. We'll all give you a round of applause for wonderful. I'm so grateful to meet. My husband was so excited. I talked to another Canadian today. So.
That's right.
And you could just tell him it was about an hour east of where he grew up. So there you go.
Okay,
and I went to York University in Toronto. So.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Partial Torontonian.
Where are you from, Kristi?
Well, it's considered Newtonville. He might not know that, but if you said like Oshawa, Bowmanville area, he probably would know that.
Okay, I'll tell him that. He'll appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
Thank you all so much for coming. I'm so glad we got to spend some time together, and y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Good luck.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Kristi. Y'all are wonderful.
Right. Thanks a lot.
No problem. We'll see you soon.